Today's story is insane. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paulina Enchanted.
Let's find out who lurks behind that smile.
I don't know how to begin this, or if I even should. Maybe writing it down will make it real, or maybe it will make it worse. But I've been pacing the house for days now, unable to sleep, barely eating. She's gone, and I think I know why. It started simple enough, like most things do. Just a passing comment. It was cold, the kind of bitter winter chill that cuts through your coat and makes your bones ache. Snow had been falling for days. I'd gotten home late from work one evening, the street lights casting long shadows on snow-covered road, when I found her sitting at the kitchen table, her hands wrapped around a mug of tea, staring out the window. "Are you okay?" I asked, setting my coat on the chair. She was quiet for a moment, eyes fixed outside. "Something's out there," she said, voice low, almost hesitant. I frowned, following her gaze to the backyard. We had a small patch of lawn that stretched into a line of trees. Nothing really remarkable, but I saw it then. A snowman. It hadn't been there when I left this morning. "Did you build it?" I asked, confused. "No, it wasn't here earlier," she replied, her voice thick with unease. It moved." I laughed, not knowing how to react. "What do you mean it moved? It's a snowman." "I swear it moved, Charlie. I saw it shift. It wasn't in the same spot when I went to the window just now." I shook my head, not wanting to humor her. "The snow must have settled. Maybe the wind. I don't know. Look, it's late. Why don't we go to bed, all right?" She didn't say anything, but there was something in her eyes, something that made me pause. She was scared. I hadn't seen that look on her face in years. I didn't want to think too much of it, not then. The next morning, I was the one who noticed it. The snowman was different. It was closer to the house than before, a few feet, maybe more. I felt a shiver down my spine. I walked outside to check it out, thinking maybe I'd been seeing things. But no, it was real. The snowman's head was turned to face the window, its cold, lifeless eyes staring straight through it, as if it was watching us. It didn't make sense. Who could have built it in the middle of the night? "Charlie, it's happening again," my wife said, her voice tight. She was at the door now, looking over my shoulder. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to say the words, but I had to. "You think it's moving?" She nodded, her lip trembling. It's following us. I don't know why, but it is." I tried to comfort her, to brush it off. The logical part of me screamed that this was all in her head, a manifestation of stress, maybe the cold playing tricks. But deep down, there was a gnawing feeling, a creeping doubt I couldn't shake. That night, we went to bed early, but I couldn't sleep. The whole house felt off. I kept imagining I could hear something scraping against the window, like the sound of frost being pushed aside. But every time I looked, there was nothing there, just the snowman and its eyes always watching. Then it happened. The next morning, she was gone. I woke up and called for her, expecting to hear her voice from the kitchen or the bathroom, but there was nothing. The house was silent. I checked everywhere, no trace of her. The snowman was still there, but it was closer to the house now, almost as if it had been moving in the night, inching toward the door. I checked the back door. It was locked. The windows were shut. Nothing seemed disturbed except the snowman. It was bigger now somehow. The shape of it, the outline of its body was slightly different. I could swear its arms had changed position, as if it had reached for something or someone. I couldn't get the image out of my head, couldn't shake the feeling that it was connected to her disappearance. But how? I tried calling her phone, but there was no answer. I went to the police, but they said it was likely domestic dispute or something. But maybe she had left on her own. But I knew she hadn't left me. Not like that. Not without a word. She wouldn't have just vanished. I went outside again, desperate to make sense of it. I had to know what was going on. That's when I saw it. The snowman had changed. Its face, the snow had been reshaped somehow, like someone had carved out its features, rough and jagged. And there, in the center of the frozen lump of snow, I could swear I saw the faintest outline of her face. Her eyes, her mouth, frozen into the snow. Her expression was one of terror. I couldn't breathe. My heart slammed in my chest. The snowman wasn't just following her. It had taken her. Somehow it had taken her. The thing I thought was ridiculous had become a nightmare. I don't know how. I don't know why, but I knew deep down that I'd never see her again. I don't know if I'm going mad or if this is real. I don't know what to do, but the snowman is still out there. It's still moving, and I can't escape it. Okay, hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that creepy story. I don't know, do you think it's real? Do you think it's lore? Do you believe that snowmen can move on their own? Have you experienced anything paranormal? If you have, let me know in the comments below. I love reading those type of comments with your own stories. I hope you have the luckiest day ever. Bye.